Welcome, everybody. We've got the third round of Hot Modern action. We've got Christian Romanchek with the 8-whack deck.
Oh, that deck's pretty cool.
You like a little 8-whacking?
I don't think it's like amazing. Like, wouldn't want to play like a 15-rounder with it, but it's a good Tuesday night. Put some cards together and play some modern deck.
Yeah, fire it up and slam a jamma. And then we got Logan Reinhardt playing Red-Black Death Shadow. Historically, hasn't done anything on camera, but you know what? Maybe this time's the time. Maybe today is Logan's day.
He always has a good record. So I think he's just a little unlucky when we put the bright lights on him.
Maybe.
Here we go. Both these decks pretty fast, so one of those situations where we're going to have like a condensed number of decisions.
Maybe. Both decks very fast, ideally, but both decks are glass cannons and have a decent probability to just kind of sputter out and not do anything.
Yeah.
And if that happens, you're going to have a lot of 1-1s and 1-2s bashing into each other. And
yeah, I know the red-green deck, makes a board presence, and then definitely has one turn where it gets like the biggest hit in.
Right.
But still is left with, a good number of 2/2s.
2/2s, you say?
On the board, yes.
2/2s. Tell me about the 2/2s.
Burning Tree Emissary?
Burning Tree Emissary.
It's a 2/2, and
That
when
is
it
a
comes
2/2.
in, it makes you 2 mana, so you can then cast
Holy
an
smokes.
additional 2-drop.
What other 2/2s we got?
I imagine there'll be the Curd Ape.
That's not a 2/2 at all.
It's a 2/3. You're right.
We get some Goblin tokens. Those are 2/2s, right?
So Logan mulling to 6.
Down to 6, hoping for a heater. I just want to see
Here's the
Logan's
try.
deck go off, man. I just want to see it do something. Every day of my life. Oh, here's a 2/2 Memnite from Chris Romanchek.
A Kudatha Rebirth for 3 Goblin tokens.
Has to recall the rebirth. If we could pull that up there. It's 1 mana. You sacrifice an artifact and get 3 2/2s. No, they're 1/1 Goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. 3 1/1s. So now, Chris has got 4 damage staring down Logan. Logan's just going to Inquisition. Oh, this Legion Loyalist looks good. This Bushwhacker looks good. Goblin Grenade. All these cards are good. Christian needs a second land.
Yeah, so he's going to kick the Bushwhacker. The Legion Loyalist is going to stay. But Logan's going to get down to
Take 5.
15 here real quick.
He can only take so many of these, knowing that a Goblin Guide, or a Goblin Bomb, rather, is looming.
Goblin Grenade. I think Goblin Bomb was an enchantment from Weatherlight.
It was a sweet one.
So if we're going to really dig each other into misspeaking,
Yeah.
Weatherlight's not a legal set in this modern format.
You know what? It could easily be reprinted, and I would
There's
have
the
no problem with
Goblin
this.
Bomb that isn't in Christian Romanchek's deck.
Yeah, I would play this card in a heartbeat.
It's got a lot of text. I probably wouldn't play it.
Really?
Back in the pre-modern era,
Oh man, we had
lots
a
of text
fatal
meant
push
it
on
was
the
a bad
Loyalist,
card.
it looks like. No, a fatal push. Where'd that fatal push
So
go?
these-
We missed it.
Fatal Push
Shucks.
hit the Legion Loyalist.
Oh, I see.
The Memnite got a Goblin.
Look at all these goblins.
All right, so this attack is gonna put Logan to 6.
Well, 4 probably, or 7 probably, right? We're going to send 1 at Lily and then 4 at Logan. Not a lot of sense. Like, that 1 damage isn't speeding anything up.
Yeah, I would Goblin Grenade 1 here just to spend all the mana. Puts him at 2. And this opens him up. I mean, Lightning Bolt, an attack from 2 of these creatures.
A Goblin Bomb.
It's not a legal card. I don't know why you brought this card up.
Let's bring it back up.
Clearly, you don't have a grasp of the modern format and
I clearly
shouldn't be
don't.
commenting on it.
So this thing only costs 2 mana?
Yes.
Holy smokes. And you only have to remove 5 views counters, and it deals 20 damage to a player? This seems insane. Why aren't people playing this in Modern?
Because it's not a legal modern card. It's not a modern legal
Now,
set.
before, you had mentioned that unbannings could make Modern more interesting. I think they should unban Goblin Bomb.
I don't think they're
It's not
going
legal.
to cherry pick cards out of non-modern legal sets.
That's a mistake, in all seriousness. But
So if you want to convince me that every Modern Master set should have like 3 cards that like help bring the format into some sort of, resemblance
sure,
of a real format, you could sell me on that.
yeah.
Not that you'd have to do it every time, but I
could.
like having.
There are enough cards out there.
Yeah, there's enough cards out there. I like having like
They don't all have to be haymakers, but the first one should definitely be Wasteland.
You like Wasteland in?
Oh, 100%. Format needs it. Format needs Wasteland.
That's a pretty intense choice there.
I'd also want...
What would a Wasteland be worth if they're just like, all right, we're gonna print it as an uncommon in the next Modern Master set.
I think $20.
All right, $20. $20, he says.
$20.
$20 make you holla. Wasteland.
Wasteland.
Man, Tempest had some sick lands in it, didn't it?
Sure.
Wasteland, Ancient Tomb.
Days would be there. I'd want a Days for sure.
Days is solid. I could see Days.
Days for Days.
You don't think Days would be like over the top good?
No.
I'm trying to. I mean, Snapcaster Days would be amazing. So here's the Days.
Here's a Days.
This card is a legacy staple because it's just that powerful.
Right. And so here's the thing. Days is much worse without Brainstorm.
Okay.
And also, Modern isn't a format where like you can win regularly with like 1 or 2 land. Like you usually want to get up to 3 or 4.
Okay. So Christian keeps his hand again, and Logan mulligans again.
I agree with mulliganing aggressively when you're playing one of these glass cannon-y decks. Like you definitely need some action here. You can't just... You know your opponent's going to have action. You can't stall out and wait to go off on like turn 4 or whatever.
Sure.
You need like a top 20% of your hands. Oh man, I saw Knight of Soul's Betrayal in there.
That's a solid one. If he ever gets to 4 mana and cast that against his deck,
I think he kept a 1-lander and mauled to the bottom. This isn't looking good.
there's an Inquisition to lead off, so that can be big if he gets one of these major...
All right,
let's
let's
see what's in here.
A couple Bomat Couriers. Signal Pest. 2 different Whackers. Multiple land. Yeah, this hand's got it all.
Yeah, so you just have to... What I do...
Oh,
when
there's
I
only
look-
one Whacker. Sorry, the other one's a Legion Loyalist. I would take the Bushwhacker here.
Yes, the Bushwhacker is the card that represents the most damage. Although you could take Signal Pest since it gets to Battlecry every turn, whereas the Bushwhacker is only going to get it one time.
Agree. But I would still take the Bushwhacker.
Yeah, the Bushwhacker gives other creatures haste as well, so
Right.
it can really change the texture of a game.
So we're looking at a curve here of Signal Pest into Courier,
Right.
swing for 4. And then if you add a Legion Loyalist Bushwhacker to the end of that,
Sure.
that's trouble.
Here's a basic Montagna.
The old basic mountain. And I imagine we see a signal pest here. Wouldn't be mad about a Bomat Courier, but I think having both the Bomat Couriers active is a much bigger deal. He also has a Genesis Chamber in hand. I don't know if that's a normal thing, but I'm not a big fan in all honesty.
I mean, Genesis Chamber in combination with any Bushwhacker is very good, and it adds damage.
But it also gives your opponent a lot of chump blockers.
I'm just thinking of it as like a card you can leave on the table, and if your opponent's like doing things and you really can't like commit to the board, the moment you build up a big enough hand, you can generate all these tokens, end it with a Bushwhacker, and then the tokens get big and you get to get in.
But they also get tokens.
Sure.
And that's problematic. I don't know if Christian knows what's going on here.
Well, he's playing land and playing creatures, so...
I mean, going on in terms of what Logan's playing.
Oh, sure.
He didn't see much game one.
There's another Bomat Courier.
He might just put him on Jund or something like that.
Yeah, pushes the bigger Bomat Courier, takes one. And here's a Signal Pest to follow.
Yeah, Logan missed the second land drop. Just
here's
the one.
the second land coming in on turn 3.
It's a little behind, not great, but it's what we're dealing with.
Can imagine it won't be the end of the world.
Probably not. I would think probably not. Faithless Looting. Now, if Logan gets up to 4, to where he can cast this Night of Soul's Betrayal, that's basically game.
Yeah, then Christian would have to have him to the point where he could use burn spells to reach out and get that life total to 0. But I don't think that's happening.
This is definitely one of my favorite sideboard cards in Jund, or in any deck, really. It's just so versatile. Oh, there's a 2/2 Goblin. Is that a Goblin Guide?
Looks like it. There's a Goblin Guide and a Legion Loyalist.
Here comes the troops.
Here's 4. Goblin Guide's going to show him an anger.
Ooh.
So doesn't it have the second red to cast the anger?
Not yet. Christian's not happy to see that, though.
Concur.
Is happy to see a basic swamp.
Yeah, the swamp coming down is a sigh of relief.
Definitely don't want to play this Genesis Chamber. And if you are playing, if you brought that in, that's coming out post haste. Man, and Logan, off of the flashback of Faithless Looting, does get the second red land, which is going to turn on both Anger of the Gods and Night of Soul's Betrayal next turn.
Yeah, there's something Anger of the God matters.
Not at that
Night
point.
of Soul's Betrayal.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get to kill every creature in play, as well as all the creatures in his deck.
It doesn't kill the Goblin Guide.
Concur.
And it does kill your Bloodghast.
Sure. I don't know if that Bloodghast coming into play triggering matters.
Pitches the Anger.
That's got to feel so bad for Christian to watch that Anger go to the graveyard.
Well, so you could play out, your hand here.
Minus the Genesis Chamber.
Yeah, don't play the Genesis Chamber.
But I would definitely play the rest of the hand. Get the Bomat Courier to 3 cards.
Yeah. Watch LNX. Thanks for the follow. I think we missed a Bomat Courier trigger there, but...
That's alright, you're allowed to miss a trigger. You're allowed to resolve a trigger, too.
Really debating here. I don't know what Genesis Chamber does for him, so I don't know why he would ever cast that, but...
Yeah, I mean... The other thing here he has to be thinking is, okay, the Anger of the Gods went down, so there has to be something ready to kill all my guys.
Right.
And so I just don't see. I don't see how he wins the game by not casting the Signal Pest.
Correct.
Because he's gonna crack the Bowman Courier regardless. So just you might as well just get it into play and like it is what it is.
Yeah. I also think that just having this Goblin Guide swing for 1 multiple times, although not great, could be a path to victory here.
Yeah, because really.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no, baby!
What are you doing?
What is you doing?
Don't play that card, Christian.
All right, so Christian's going to the.
It doesn't do anything.
Yep, I'm gonna take 2 here to 5.
And
Here's the Knight of Souls Betrayal. So this is interesting. Logan's at 5. Christian could top that Goblin Grenade here and just get him.
Goblin Bomb would also do it eventually.
Concur.
All right, let's swing for 1.
Yeah, bang in for 1.
What are we looking at our hand for? Just got to bang in for 1. That's all I can do. None of those cards do anything.
Here's a Death Shadow.
Man, that card's going to end things
Puts
fast.
Logan to 4.
Going to give him a 9/9. I believe Christian does have an Ornithopter to chump it.
Concur. So he's going to loot.
Little looty scooty. Pitching Blood Gas, which does nothing. And Thoughtseize, which does nothing.
Yep.
Although a Thoughtseize here is secretly pretty good.
Man, I just want Christian to top deck a... Here is an 8/8 Death Shadow.
Lugger, why are we concurring with things? Because that's what we do here. No, there's no other verbs available. I don't know if you've listened to us before, but...
Concur.
Concur is going to concur. Also, Nitro Frog Boy, you missed a Soul Sisters Mirror Match in round 1. If you want to call it missing something.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Logan taking himself down to 1. That is aggressive.
And here is the Zombie Fish. So any bolt, any Goblin Grenade, Shrapnel Blast with the Genesis Chamber that you were giving him so much flack for.
He also had an Ornithopter in hand. And
All
he
right.
could have also cast the Genesis Chamber a turn later and been much better for it.
There's an 8-whack deck for you.
Hate whacking it. Yeah. Once again, Logan extends Logan's run of losing on camera on Tuesday nights. I don't like it any more than he does, I'm sure, because I really want this deck to be a thing. But supposedly, if you watch on Fridays or go back and look at the replays from Fridays, you can see his deck doing its thing. Last Friday it was on twice, I hear.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go scout some so we get a nice hot one for the final round.
Yeah, we're going to finish it off with a steamy one. Some steamy modern action.
Don't go far. We'll be back.
And I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen.